Jaylen Brown speaks up about the in-season tournament and how him and the Celtics are preparing for this game on Friday night versus the Brooklyn Nets. He also gets into detail about how his ex-Celtic teammate Robert Williams got injured and how that affects him. We'll also be looking at the Celtics preparing for tonight's game versus the Philadelphia 76ers and asking the age-old question, is Derrick White back tonight? All of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. Before we get into any Celtics content, I would like to let you guys know that roughly right around 85% of our viewers are not subscribed. And would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit that big old red subscribe button and join the Celtics Digest family. We can't thank everyone enough that's already hit that subscribe button. And if you guys want to make sure you stay tuned on everything Boston Celtics, every videos on trades, rumors, signings, everything like that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be posting almost daily for you guys. We have a watch-along live stream, the first one of the season, versus Philadelphia 76ers tonight. So if you guys want to make sure to stay tuned to that and ask any questions or just talk about the game as it's going on, make sure to tune in and we'll be breaking down that for you tonight. But let's get into the news at hand. Grab a snack. Let's get ready as we break down the Celtics content today. And the first topic we're going to be going at, and this new jingle that I came along is Derrick White playing tonight? Is Derrick White playing tonight? And all jokes aside, Derrick White is obviously out for the newborn baby that he just had. He missed the game on Saturday versus the Brooklyn Nets. He just missed the last game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves where the Celtics lost their first game. And now versus this big game versus the second seed in the Eastern Conference, the two top teams, the 5-1 Celtics versus 5-1 Sixers, the battle of the Atlantic Conference. One of them will be set at the top at the end of tonight, and Derrick White possibly could be there. Obviously, this is a tweet from Bobby Manning saying that no Derrick White at the shoot-around here in Philly. He's listed as probable for tonight. And there were other tweets alongside of this talking about how Derrick White was not at shoot-around, but there's a possibility that he could still play. Obviously, we're not going to rush Derrick White back. He just had a newborn baby. We want him to take his time with his personal reasons, but the Celtics definitely do need him in a big, impactful game tonight when they go up against talented guard with Tyrese Maxey. Obviously, Jrue Holiday is going to be guarding him. But the 76ers, after this James Harden deal, look like a fantastic team. We'll have to see how Kristaps Porzingis looks against Joel Embiid. But hopefully, Derrick White will be back for the Boston Celtics night and will be playing with this team. And the Celtics will be ready to go for the game versus the Sixers. But let's look at the other news that we have, which is Jaylen Brown speaking up. And Jaylen Brown spoke up about two things that Bobby Manning did tweet about that I have for us to break down. The first one is going to be about the in-season tournament. The Celtics will be taking on the Brooklyn Nets on Friday in their first game, and this is what Jaylen Brown said on how he's feeling about the first in-season tournament game. He says he wouldn't choose the word excited, and I understand from what he's coming from. Not a lot of these players, I think, are big fans of the in-season tournament as it's something new. It's a new change of pace, but we'll have to wait and see how it works out for the Boston Celtics. We've obviously already played the Brooklyn Nets, and we beat them last Saturday by 10 points. Hopefully, the same outcome can happen for the Boston Celtics as they'll be playing at home this time versus the Brooklyn Nets in this in-season tournament game. It'll be the first in-season tournament game for the Boston Celtics, so expect them to come out guns a-blazing, trying to go cook offensively and trying to stop this Brooklyn Nets defensively as a normal regular season game, but it is a little bit more impactful as it is an in-season game. I know a lot of fans aren't that excited about it either, but personally, I am excited about this new tournament. I think it could bring some outlook to the NBA, and I think that it could be a little bit beneficial for the NBA. As we've talked about, the in-season tournament will have, playoffs and stuff like that, and I think it's cool to address the in-season tournament and add this new lifestyle. Obviously, the first games happened last weekend, and people thought it was a little bit too early for in-season tournament games to begin, as it's only 5-6 games into the season. But since these games are only twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they're every other week per team, they have to have some spacing out and get this game actually going. They don't want this in-season tournament to be closer to the end of the season. They want it to fall near the middle, which eventually will end around in December, January. I'm hoping for a great performance from the Celtics for the in-season tournament. But Jaylen Brown isn't that excited for this in-season tournament. I don't know how the Celtics will change their style of gameplay to play. Will they try a little bit harder because this game is an in-season tournament game, or will they just view it as a normal regular season game and be a little bit lackadaisical at some points we saw in the second and third quarter versus the Minnesota Timberwolves? Hopefully they come out guns a-blazing and they're ready to go, and I'll be very, very excited to watch that game on Friday night. The Celtics will have a back-to-back game also playing the Toronto Raptors on Saturday, and that will be a little bit of a question mark to see how many of their starters actually play on that Saturday's game. But let's look at about the other news that happened with Jaylen Brown, with Jaylen Brown speaking up about Robert Williams. If you guys missed the last video, we kind of talked about how the Boston Celtics traded Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams for Jrue Holiday, and obviously getting Jrue Holiday was a plus. Losing Robert Williams was a little bit of a sad mark for the Boston Celtics, but Robert Williams had some injury history and had some injury problems in the past. And some Celtics fans were kind of happy that they got off that problem, but obviously wanted to see him succeed. And unfortunately for Robert Williams, he did get hurt again and might have to get season-ending surgery. Jaylen Brown then texted Robert Williams, telling him he loved him and he'd see him soon. 2 days later, he learned that Rob would potentially miss the season with another injury. It's tough. Rob is strong, but I know he'll be able to recover and work through it. When he was here, I definitely had a friend, had a brother. We were similar in mindsets. Didn't say a lot, didn't talk a lot of people. We understood each other. Rob was definitely somebody that I had a lot of respect for and was a great friend while he was here. And that's great to hear from Jaylen Brown. Obviously, I can kind of see the similarities in Robert Williams and Jaylen Brown. Robert Williams doesn't really seem like a vocal person. Seems like a guy that was just do whatever is told and to get the win, and was just kind of trying to find his role on the Boston Celtics. Where Jaylen Brown is a very good leader for the Celtics, as we've seen, but hasn't been the greatest vocal leader. He can show he's a good leader by taking control of the game and actually being there with the city and being a great city piece, but he's not really a vocal guy in the locker room, and I could see that resemblance with him and Robert Williams. I'm glad that he reached out to Robert Williams. As a Celtics fan, I was very disappointed to see Robert Williams go down in that game. Very, very sad to see, and I'm wishing nothing but the best on a speedy recovery for him as well, like side Jaylen Brown. But it's always great to see that these teammates are still communicating and still talking, still reaching out to each other. It shows that they actually had true friendship on this team, and they actually meant something to each other. As we also saw with Grant Williams and with Rob Williams being traded when Jayson Tatum posted his goodbye messages for them. He also said, play with you again soon, hopefully to see that. And that's something to look forward as well. These guys actually formed relationships and bonds with these guys. And even though they're not still on the team, they're still going to continue to carry on these friendships and still be great friends with these guys, even if they have to go up against them in potential playoff games. But let me know what you guys think about the Celtics game tonight down below. Are you guys excited to watch the 5-1 Celtics take on the 5-1 Sixers? We have a little competition with Sixers Digest here, so let's get some support from the Celtics fans, and let's hope that the Celtics can beat the Sixers tonight in this game to take control of the Eastern Conference. They are on the road, so it should be a tough matchup, but the Celtics, I believe, will be able to get it done. Make sure if you guys want to watch along with the Celtics and Sixers game to join the live stream. We'll be breaking everything down, going over the game, answering you guys' questions, just talking about the game. So if that interests you, make sure to tune that out. And if you guys are still not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button at this point in the video and not subscribed. We know you guys enjoy the content, so you guys must be checking it out. I'm Bruce Velez. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.